But let's move on then, and let's bring on board the management of BioGreen Papers. We will be talking about String Metaverse's Q3 earnings and trying to decipher those earnings. Then we have Mr. Santosh Alturu, who is the CEO of the company, as well as we have Mr. Ganesh Menavali, who is the MD of BioGreen Papers. Very good morning to both of you. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on ET Now. And let me come first to you, Mr. Ganesh, and ask you, how were the results in the quarter gone by for the company, and especially if you could help us understand what exactly stood out for your company?
Yeah, so String Metaverse has reported an impressive consolidated revenue of 115 CR and a PAT of 10.2 CR in Q3, reflecting a 24% growth in revenue and 34% growth in PAT. Q3's growth was driven by the successful integration of in-app purchases across all the gaming platforms within the String ecosystem, which contributed significantly to the company's financial performance.
Right. Santosh, let me come to you and try and understand what is the status update on the name change of the company from BioGreen Paper to String Metaverse?
Well, we've acquired BioGreen Papers through NCLT and hold a trademark for String Metaverse Limited. The name change request has already been submitted, and we're expecting Ministry of Corporate Affairs to approve the name change request, which we're expecting it to happen in the next coming months.
New initiative, Santosh, that you are actually looking, and the new tie-ups that we can actually expect rather for your company in the next 6 to 12 months?
Last quarter, we launched the digital advisory platform in Ras Al Khaimah, UAE, called StringX. We integrated our low latency HFT platform with major centralized exchanges, where the company holds institutional accounts. Additionally, we are currently connected to Solana blockchain on decentralized exchanges and will soon expand to other blockchain networks like Ethereum, Base, Arbitrum to provide liquidity for digital assets. Well, coming to the gaming side, we have about six products in the pipeline, along with an on-chain esports platform, which we're planning to launch in 6 to 12 months.
Right. Ganesh, let me come back to you, and if you could help us understand about Web3 and Metaverse, because our audience, I'm sure, is very curious, just like the way we are, to understand about this, and also how the company functions in this sort of an ecosystem.
Yeah, so let me just start off by explaining what Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3 are. So Web 1 was basically primarily about reading and consuming content on the internet. Web 2 introduced interactivity, allowing users to engage with platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. However, Web 2 is largely controlled by major corporations like Google and Meta, which dictate content and distribution of monetization. Web3, on the other hand, empowers individuals to create and monetize their own content without relying on centralized platforms like Meta and Google. For example, in India, with a population of 140 CR, top Indian apps, the finance apps or the delivery apps or the e-commerce apps only serve an audience of 10 to 15 CR, whereas YouTube and Facebook through Google and through YouTube and Instagram serve serve a purpose for 130 Indians to monetize through the time that is being spent by the users on the platform. So time is money, and the attention spent by the users on the platform is much more important than actually serving for the 10 to 15 CR audience.
Pretty interesting, actually, Santosh. Ganesh, now let me come to you, and if you could help us understand who would be your global peers in this context, and what factors are actually leading the growth primarily for your company?
Yeah, so String Metaverse has several global peers in the Web3 space, including big companies like Animoca Brands from Hong Kong and MetaPlanet, which recently got listed on the Japanese market, and many other Web3 companies. Several key factors fueling the growth of Web3 would be increase in AI is automating jobs and across the industry, which is creating a source of alternate income for many people. So at the same time, universal basic income is gaining traction, where users can actually spend their time on Web3 platforms to earn digital assets. So at String Metaverse, we're actually launching products where people can come and spend their time on our platforms to earn digital assets, which is how we're empowering universal basic income.
Right. So, Santosh, now let me come to you actually. I wanted to understand what's the overall strategic guidance coming in for the next 2 to 3 years for String Metaverse. What sort of a guidance would you leave our viewers with?
The rate of our user base growth across String ecosystem, combined with expansion of blockchain integration and AI-powered digital advisory services, we are very confident of achieving 100% CAGR and 10 million user base in the next 12 months.
All right, on that note, we leave it there. Thank you so much, Ganesh, as well as Santosh, for being part of the show to talk about your company, String Metaverse, and where you are headed from here on. All the very best for the future.